As we head squarely into the second quarter and the opportunity to make comparisons with this same period last year, you're going to see some very interesting results. What a great opportunity to take stock, to be reflective. This quarter last year was likely the most challenging period in your practice history. Many of you were closed or operating at minimal capacity. You were tapping credit lines. You were scrambling to secure PPP and other government funding. Your team was scattered. Your anxiety levels were likely pretty high. Moving through that period was a test in leadership. Out of the fog of day-to-day survival rose a series of powerful messages, clear communication that the road ahead would be full of challenges. You were uncertain. You were buffeted from multiple directions. You saw monies going out the door and few coming in. In many respects, the second quarter of 2021 represents a 180-degree turnaround. You've survived, and for most Cleinman partners, once you got your COVID sea legs, you thrived. You slowed down patient throughput, and miraculously, your revenue per patient increased. Your team largely returned ready to work. Your patients were thankful to come in, and many were flush with cash, the results of months and months of at-home survival. You're now feeling pretty good about your practice and yourself. You survived and turned lemons into lemonade. This entire process reminds me of a piece that I wrote a number of years ago about surviving success. I recall sitting at the top of Mount Washington in New Hampshire at 6,288 feet. The peak is the highest in the Northeast. Mount Washington boasts the worst weather in the world, with wind speeds up to 231 miles per hour, the highest ever recorded. There's even a building with chains attached to it to keep it from blowing away. Now, there are a few ways to get to the top of Mount Washington. You can hike, you can bike, drive, or even take a train. The Auto Road, built in 1853, is the oldest privately owned recreation site in the U.S. It took millions of dollars, a number of lives, and 2 different companies to complete the monumental project. Engineers today, with their aerial photography and sophisticated equipment, have reviewed the work of the original road builder and can't find ways to make significant improvements to the route. Within a couple of years of the road's completion, another firm built a railroad to the top, which is still in operation today. Over 200 people have died on Mount Washington. As I was sitting at the top of my northeastern world those many years ago, some thoughts came to mind about the success journey and arrival at the top. Our experience over the past 12 months remind me of the monumental challenges of business building. I share my observations for reasons that will become obvious. To get to the top, you should drive in low gear. Getting to the top takes a lot of energy, and it's important to preserve your assets on the journey. You can't get to the top alone. It takes a lot of resources and people to clear the way. Not everyone makes it to the top. Those that don't aren't any better or worse than those who do. They've just different skills. Everyone has something to contribute to the effort. The best route is often the one you see first. Go with your gut. It's often better to make a quick decision than to analyze things to death. Look around you as you climb. Slow down. The views are different and just as breathtaking from every level. The closer you get to the top, the harder it is to keep climbing. You've consumed a lot of energy to get to where you are. Take a moment to reflect and recharge. You'll need it. Be careful on the climb. Avalanches are more common near the top. It can be very dangerous at the top. One wrong step and you can rapidly land at the bottom. Always be prepared. Pack the right gear. The weather changes fast at the top. Enjoy the view, but don't dally. As in basketball, there really isn't hang time. You're either traveling up or heading down. It's windy at the top. Like the building with chains, it takes a lot of anchors to keep you there. You've been through some scary times this year. You likely felt the need to chain yourself down like that building on Mount Washington. It was easy to think that you might be blown away by all that was moving around you, that you couldn't possibly keep up. Well, at least for Cleinman clients, you didn't fall off and you didn't get blown away. You took the opportunity to consider your future and made some lifestyle decisions. For others, COVID-19 caused difficulty and has led to fundamental decisions about business ownership. Many an individual has found themselves at the top and assumed that nothing could usurp their position. But 2020 has proved them wrong. This quarter last year put the profession to the test. We're proud that Cleinman Partners thrived, but we also know that many others have not. Mount Washington, like optometry, is buffeted by the winds of change. And change means opportunity. Are your eyes open? Are you prepared? If you don't have a clear path to however you define your top, give us a call. We pride ourselves in helping our chosen clients ensure that their sails are set to take advantage of the winds of change.